In this video, I'm going to be giving you 12 science-backed methods that give you an abundance of energy and rid you from fatigue. Welcome to Optimize Your Health, the show that helps you reach your health's fullest potential. I'm your host, Soidan, the Holistic Muslim, founder of holisticwellness.org. Let's get straight into it. First off, I'm going to be explaining what you can do from the cellular level, since this is where energy is actually produced, in our cells. More specifically, the mitochondria that's within our cells. And so there's a direct link between how well our mitochondria function and our energy levels. Now, the good news is studies have shown that there are certain things you and I can do to improve the function of our mitochondria, and in turn lead to an increase in energy levels. One of the things that was shown to improve mitochondrial function is taking cold showers or any type of cold exposure. As you can see on screen, this particular study showed that cold showering improved mitochondrial function and induced what's called mitochondrial biogenesis, which basically means the creation of new mitochondria. So incorporating cold showers is an excellent way to improve your mitochondrial health and your energy levels. Alongside that, there are many other benefits to cold showering, like improved immune function, improved circulation, improved muscle recovery. Many athletes use it for that reason. Another thing that was shown to improve mitochondrial function is consuming polyphenol-rich foods. So this includes things like berries, especially the dark ones like blackberries, blueberries, walnuts, pomegranates, cocoa, black seeds, and black seed oil are all excellent options. And these aren't just good for energy levels. These foods are superfoods that are actually very healing, especially black seeds and black seed oil, which is now said to be the #1 anti-inflammatory food on the planet. If anyone's interested in purchasing a good quality black seed oil, I've left links in the description box below for Holistic Wellness Black Seed Oil. Number 3 is exercise. Now, this one may seem counterproductive because you might think you're using energy, so you're going to lose energy. But studies show that the opposite is true. Studies show that exercise improved mitochondrial function and also increased mitochondrial biogenesis. So you will find that exercise and keeping active in general will actually improve your energy levels in the long run, even though it could be hard to get started in the first place because of the low energy, but it's definitely worth it. Keeping active and having a regular exercise routine is one of the most important things you can do for your health, especially in this day and age where keeping active is no longer a necessity, it's more of a choice. We were designed to move, not sit behind a desk all day, so keeping active is a must. So keep active daily. Number 4, fasting. A trial study was conducted on patients, and fasting was shown to improve mitochondrial function significantly. And so, although while fasting you may feel tired or fatigued, in the long run, this is doing your mitochondria, your cells, your energy levels a huge benefit. Besides that, fasting is an excellent way to detox, because what happens is when you stop feeding your body starts feeding on itself. This is called autophagy. And during this process of autophagy, you end up clearing away all the damaged cells, toxins, all the junk basically. And number 5 is sauna. As you can see on screen, this particular study showed that heat stress improved mitochondrial function and induced mitochondrial biogenesis in as little as 1 week. So it's not necessary that you use the sauna for a long period of time. Just 1 week was shown to be beneficial. So that's what you can do on a cellular level to improve your energy levels. Moving on, another important factor when it comes to having good, stable energy levels is having good, stable blood sugar levels. And so you're going to want to make sure that you're not spiking your blood sugar levels with what you eat and drink during the day. Because what happens is, the bigger the spike, the bigger the dip is going to be. And that's when you start feeling it. The brain fog, low energy, cravings to snack, etc. Consuming carbohydrates in an incorrect manner does this. It spikes your blood sugar levels too high, and that's when all the symptoms start. And it doesn't just stop at low energy, brain fog, and cravings to snack. It can lead on to so many health conditions in the long run if you don't fix this early on. Before proceeding to the tips on how to eat carbs correctly so that it doesn't have such a negative impact on your health, I want to clarify something about carbs, because I know a lot of people ask, how much carbs should I be eating? And there's no one size fits all answer to this, because everyone's different. But what I can say is the vast majority would definitely benefit by reducing the amount of carbs they eat every so often, just on a temporary basis. Studies have shown the immense benefits of doing so. And so I recommend everyone, especially if you're suffering from low energy or having any other health symptoms, to minimize the amount of carbs you eat just on a temporary basis every so often. And together with that, practice intermittent fasting. Or if your health doesn't allow you to fast, then try and do just 2 meals a day with no snacking in between. Bringing the carbs back in after that is fine, but it must be done in a particular way, which I'll be explaining shortly, inshallah. But still, to maintain optimal function, I recommend doing this on a regular basis, because our body operates at its best when it's cycling in and out of these two scenarios: access to food and no access to food, or very little food. It's just how we're designed. We thrive under these sort of circumstances, and it's how we've been living for thousands and thousands of years. During the times when you do eat carbs though, it's important to remember that the way in which you eat carbs can make all the difference. If you eat them in this way, it completely changes the effect it has on your body. It prevents your blood sugar from spiking, it prevents insulin resistance, it prevents energy crashes, and a lot of the other negatives associated with carbs. Most people are consuming carbs in the wrong way, which is why they start experiencing all these symptoms. So here's how you should consume carbs to avoid all the negatives that comes along with them. Number 1, add protein, fats, and fiber together with your carbs. Studies have shown that adding protein, fats, and fiber with your carbs significantly aid your body with dealing with the carbs and prevents blood sugar spikes. So for example, adding some wild caught fish, some olive oil, and some veg to eat with your carbs will make a huge difference. And even if you can't add all 3 of them, protein, fats, and fiber, adding just 1 or 2 still makes a big difference. So that's number 1, add protein, fats, and fiber with your carbs. Number 2, add vinegar or lemon juice. Studies have shown that both vinegar and lemon juice have anti-glycemic properties. And so adding them to your meals would significantly aid with blood sugar stability. You can even have some just before the meal, and that still makes a difference. Apple cider vinegar is one of the most studied vinegars out there, and studies have proven the many benefits that it comes with. And some of the benefits are blood pressure, insulin resistance, weight loss, and blood sugar stability. Lemons also have a variety of benefits, one of them being they're high in vitamin C. One of my favorite ways of making use of lemons is adding it to my fruit. The acidity of the lemons prevents the blood sugar from spiking. And so it's a great way to make use of lemons, especially if you like your fruit sour, like me. Number 3, add black seeds or black seed oil to your carbs and meals. It's really no surprise to me that black seeds are part of the list again, because they truly are an all-round health improver. They can help improve so many different conditions. Studies show that black seeds also have anti-glycemic properties, and among many other benefits, was shown to be a key role in improving patients with diabetes. As you can see on screen, studies have shown the incredible benefits of black seeds and black seed oil, which explains why they've been gaining so much popularity in the health and wellness space. Especially black seed oil, because that's the more concentrated version, from improving blood sugar, detoxification, digestion, insulin resistance, and many other things. They've even been mentioned in religious texts such as the Bible and the Hadiths from our Prophet ﷺ. So if you're serious about improving your overall health and in turn your energy levels, black seed supplementation is definitely one you should be considering. Just make sure that the black seed oil you get is first pressed and cold pressed to ensure maximum efficacy. My own wellness brand, Holistic Wellness, does one of the strongest potent black seed oil. It's not only cold pressed and first pressed, it's made with 100% Ethiopian black seeds, which is known to be the most effective black seeds out of all the black seeds. You can find links in the description box below. Number 4, sweet beverages. Now, out of all the things, this is probably one of the worst things you can do for your blood sugar stability. So this includes things like fizzy drinks, sweetened fruit juices, and even sometimes pure fruit juices. And I've added fruit juice to the list as well, because what you have to understand is when you have a cup of, let's say, apple juice, you're having the equivalent of around 3 to 4 apples hit your system at once, which easily spikes blood sugar levels. It's different if you were to eat the apples, because firstly, the fiber in the apples slow down the digestion and prevents the blood sugar from spiking. And secondly, it takes a while to eat the 3 to 4 apples in the first place. You're not just drinking all that sugar down into your system at once. And so if the goal is blood sugar stability, eat your fruit, don't drink them. And even better, eat them with lemons. Number 5, eat your meal in the correct order. Now, you might be wondering, is there even a correct order? Well, it turns out there is, if your goal is to maintain blood sugar stability. Studies have shown that if the first few bites of your meal consist of the protein and the fiber, you'd end up having a much better time with blood sugar stability than if you was to eat the carbs first. So in the study, they ate the same exact meal, but there was very different outcomes, simply because of the order that they ate in. So remember, next time you're about to start eating, bite into that meat first, or whatever protein you've got. Other than the tips that I've mentioned, just be mindful about how much you're fueling your body. Because if you're fueling your body with more than it needs, you're just burdening your system with having to deal with all the sugar, all the excess sugar, which most times ends up getting stored as fat. Your body does this so that next time there isn't much food about, it has stored energy, stored fuel. Only problem is, for the vast majority of us, there's never a shortage of food, which is why it's so important to practice intermittent fasting. Now, other than the tips that I've already mentioned, there are some other things you should take into consideration, such as high caffeine levels and high levels of lean protein can also spike blood sugar levels. So just be mindful of that as well. So the tips that we just covered protects you from spiking your blood sugar levels from the physical side of things. The non-physical side of things is just as important, which is your mindset. Your blood sugar levels can be spiked simply by your thoughts, negative thoughts to be more specific. So it's very important to control your thoughts and stress levels, because they can elevate your blood sugar levels just as much as eating a whole load of sugar. Studies have even shown that emotional stress can lead to type 2 diabetes. which proves to us that looking after our bodies, not only physically, but also mentally, is extremely important, which is why we always take the holistic approach. We look at the whole picture. Being in the health space for quite a long time, around 10 years plus, about 13 years now, I've acknowledged that many people struggle with controlling their thoughts and stress levels. But in order to attain true health and optimized health, you must learn to do it. You must learn to control your stress and thoughts. Any negative thought you get, you must replace it with a positive one. You must do this daily, even multiple times on a daily basis, which leads me onto my next point, which is all about controlling your thoughts and emotions. Because believe it or not, your negative thoughts, your stress can drain your energy levels. Take a look at the study, and many of us don't realize just how detrimental negative thoughts can be to our health. This study showed that negative thoughts literally drain your energy levels. And this one showed how negative thoughts and emotional stress can lead to cognitive decline in older adults. And so much more studies have shown the negative effects of negative thoughts and emotional stress. In TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, different emotions are related to different organs. So for example, the liver is connected to anger, and the kidneys with fear, the spleen with worry and overthinking, and the lungs with grief. So for example, getting angry a lot or frustrated can affect your liver health, and vice versa. Sometimes if you're getting too angry and frustrated too easily, can also be a sign that your liver isn't in a good state. These ancient systems have been practiced for thousands of years and have become a trusted system by many today. And when looking at modern science today, when looking at the research, we see that the science is slowly catching up to these ancient teachings. Most of the pain that we feel in life comes from our own minds. And so if you don't control your thoughts or have different protocols and systems for when you do have negative thoughts, life can get very unpleasant for you. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, which is why I'm in the process of making a course that teaches exactly how to do this, how to have a better mindset, control your thoughts and emotions. It's called Master Your Mind, Master Your Health. It's an in-depth explanation with protocols and systems in place so you know exactly what to do when you next get a negative thought. People who put their name down on the waiting list for this course get a 40% massive discount from the original price. If you want to be put down on the list, just email me mastermind to the email address in the description box below. And the 12th and final point is circadian rhythm alignment. Our bodies have an internal biological clock that regulates many important functions throughout the day. This is known as your circadian rhythm, and staying in line with it is one of the most important things for your health. Your circadian rhythm regulates the release of hormones such as cortisol and melatonin. It also your sleep-wake cycle, your hunger, body temperature, and many other important functions. When this rhythm gets disrupted, it can lead to low energy levels, metabolic disorders, sleep disorders. The modern day lifestyle has caused many of us to drift out of sync with this natural rhythm. Spending time indoors, not getting enough sunlight during the day, and getting too much light at night through the artificial lights all contribute to disrupting this rhythm. And so it's important to going back to the natural rhythm, which is having plenty of bright light during the day and darkness when the sun goes down. This is why excessive screen time at nights is especially bad for your circadian rhythm, because it helps drift you out of sync of the natural rhythm. So there are some simple habits you can start incorporating to make sure you stay aligned with the natural rhythm. And the first is aim to go bed early. And another important thing when it comes to bedtimes is to make sure that it's a consistent routine. And upon waking, aim to go outside to get sunlight as early as possible. Stay physically active during the day and avoid overheating at night, as this can prevent you from falling asleep. And also aim to make your bedroom as dark as possible. You could do this with blackout curtains or sleep mask. These small changes can have a significant effect on your sleep and energy levels during the day. Most times, low energy is your body's response letting you know that there's a deeper problem going on that needs correcting. Let me give a very brief breakdown of how it typically works. So, your body's default state is good health, and this is what your body works to achieve all the time. But then sometimes what can happen is something can interrupt this natural process and prevent our body from attaining wellness. This is called disease. Now, there's only two pathways by which your body can be interrupted from attaining its wellness. There's the physical route and the non-physical route. The physical route is, like the name implies, anything that's physical. So food, diet, chemicals, environment, a certain organ, anything physical. The non-physical is basically your thoughts, perceptions, interpretations, and beliefs. And so when you start experiencing health issues and symptoms, the things from these two pathways need to be rectified. Once these are rectified, that's when your body is then enabled to attain its wellness as it was designed to. The problem is we're not taught this about our health. All we know is the modern system of chemical pills given for different symptoms. A system that's just designed to suppress symptoms and never ask why those symptoms are there in the first place. The analogy I like to give that best describes their system is that of a crying baby whose mouth is taped together and then thinking you've addressed the problem just because you can't hear the crying anymore. That's basically what's happening. Your body cries out with a symptom, letting you know that there's something that needs correcting. They then chemically alter that symptom and then think that it's solved. Ancient approaches, on the other hand, understood that the body works in a holistic manner. And the science is slowly but surely catching up. A few years from now, we'll probably be looking back thinking, yeah, we were pretty stupid for adopting such a system. Due to the lack of education regarding this topic, it leaves people feeling lost and dependent with regards to their health. But the truth is, we've got much more control over our health than we've been led to believe. And that's one of the missions of me starting this channel, is to awaken the masses to this reality. It will be too long for me to go through all the physical routes and all the non-physical routes in this one video, but if you want to know some of the things that you should be avoiding from both of these routes, you can check out my video, Common Things That Ruin Your Health. And if you want personalized help regarding your health or to lose weight, send me an email with the word health to the email address in the description box below. Brothers and sisters, that's it for today's episode. If you liked this sort of information, you might want to consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future episodes. And remember to share this with someone you care about. Share the knowledge, share the love, share the peace. Peace.